box score, you get 17 assists and only 4 turnovers on the road, 16 offensive rebounds. You feel good about what you did, or you feel good about your chances, but we did not do a good enough job in the second half on trade depths. And that's really, I'd love to tell you it's a bunch of other things. It's not. And a couple situations in out-of-bounds defense where we're supposed to be in a ball screen coverage. When they catch on the wing, we make 2 mistakes. One was Stan, who we were playing at the 5 spot because we needed some more physicality on Alex Ola, and the other one with Hunter. But bottom line, when you look at the run they made in the second half and the guts of the game, Trey Demps did a better job than we did. And our team has been resilient all year. I love how they've continued to grow up. The one thing that we have got to learn is when the shots are not falling, you define how good a team you're going to be by still finding a way to win when it's not there. And it's where the defense, the rebounding, the stops, all those things come into it. And we've had some of that. Tonight we didn't have that, and we've got to continue to learn that. We cannot be driven and be distracted when our shots aren't going, because I'd love to stand up here and tell you that I'm upset with the shots we took in the second half, and great defense was put on us to keep us from getting looks. No, it's not what happened. We missed open shots, and the shots we made in the first, they played well. I mean, I'm not saying that, but they made more shots at the guts of the game than we did. And bottom line is we missed the same shots basically we were making in the first half. I may think differently when I watch the film, but I doubt it. The same shots we were making with ease in the first half, we were missing in the second half. Same looks. And that happens. That happens. It does happen. But you got to come down and you got to get stops. So we felt like we were never out of the game. Our pressure was good. We felt like we could do that. In retrospect, I wish I'd have started that just a little bit earlier, but we still felt like the game was in balance. We knew they were a good free throw shooting team, and we didn't want to give them a lot of good opportunities. But Trey Demps is outstanding, and they got a good team, and Alex Ola's, I think Bill Carmody recruited him, right? I mean, he did a great job bringing a kid like that in here, and they've done a really good job of developing him. But good win for them. We've got to learn how to get stops in a row when our offense isn't where it needs to be. Go ahead.
Coach, as an opposing coach, can you talk a little bit about the growth of Alex Ola?
I think he's outstanding. Obviously, he's got a really good work ethic, and I know Brian James. I think Brian James works with their big men. At least I think that's what I remember. And he's just solid. And we wanted to get him in foul trouble, and we wanted to make him move. And the zone keeps him out of foul trouble. And they did a good job of keeping him in the lane where he didn't have to come out to the perimeter very much. So he's a good player, and he's improved every year that he's been here.
Give a basic question, but when you talk about the second half, did they do anything differently that maybe caused some of those misses, or was
what
it
did I said that those were the same shots we missed. I mean, they played zone the whole game, I think, right?
I think
Yeah,
so.
I don't think they changed much. We didn't screen it. Technically, we didn't do as good a job of screening the top guard as we did in the first half, and they started trying to pass that off. And it was there for us because we really wanted to really screen their guards. And we had so many open looks when we did that. But no, I don't think it was anything different. I think we missed shots. And I'm not making excuses. I mean, because they go in, we got a different result. But they didn't. And the bottom line is we got to come back. You know, we got to make stops. We got to do a better job on a kid like Trey, a young man, I should say, on someone like Trey Demps. I know his dad has had a tremendous career in the NBA and administration, and he's going to have to make a decision someday about drafting him. That is a good player. Is he a junior or senior? He's good. He's good. He's going to be. Now there's a guy that's really improved. It's not when Bill recruited him, right? Yeah, Bill needs some credit, and he brought some good players in here. And Chris and his staff have done a good job developing them. But Trey's good, and he's getting better all the time.
Coach, James makes his first 3 of the game, misses next 9 shots. Just talk about his struggles.
Well, I'm anxious to watch the film. My hope is that he continued to play as urgent on the defensive end. That's the key for young players. And again, we feel like it's good. Sometimes his follow through or things like that. But they were pretty good shots in context, and he's moving the ball. But that happens. I mean, we looked like we were getting ready to set a 3-point record in the first half, right? And then the same things weren't there in the second half. So it's one loss. We can learn from it, and we go home and get ready for Iowa. It gives us a chance now to keep building things. And again, the shooting isn't going to change. I mean, those are shots we're going to take the next game if they're there. But we've got to do a better job of playing through when those ruts come. That's a sign of growth. And that's where being, the youth that we have of not having enough guys that have not been down this line to keep reminding guys. That's what we need Nick Zeisloff to do. That's what we need Yogi Ferrell to do. Those guys have got to make sure we just keep going. And your demeanor can't change whether you've made 5 in a row or missed 5 in a row. It just can't change, okay? Especially if they're 5 good shots in a row. If they're not, you're probably coming out of the game. But, I mean, we've got good shots. So you've got to be able to work through that. And that's our next step for our leadership, is to be able to, as the rest of this season, try to get better at that. Because it won't be the last time we hit a rut. And everybody goes through it. It's how you climb out of it that makes the difference for your team.
What's giving up 40 points in the first half? What do you feel? What were the defensive issues for you guys in the first one?
Well, we probably the biggest one was when we settled in and just started to stay in one defense, and we didn't stay with the cutter a couple times when we were in our. There were certain actions that we wanted to jump zone on. And so when we do that, we usually have pretty good success, but they started overloading it, and we didn't follow our rules, which is to stay with the cutter. And a couple times we didn't put enough pressure on the ball. I watched the film on that. The one time when Ola was wide open was just a complete breakdown of not staying with the cutter that came out on the pass. So a couple of those mistakes. But both teams were bringing fatigue to the game. And again, like I said, I'd love to say that, wow, our legs gave out. Those shots, we just didn't make them, right? And they did, and that's really what it came down to.
It's been over a month, I think, since you put together back-to-back wins. Do you worry about momentum at a point like this?
Well, I'm just going to get ready for Iowa, Mike. I hadn't really thought about that. So I think what we'll do is we'll go home and get ourselves better, and we'll do our best to get ready for Iowa on Tuesday night. It'll be the best thing for us.
What was it about that 2-3 zone that caused problems?
What do you think it was? What did cause problems? You watched it. Did we get open shots? We just didn't make them in the second half. It really wasn't that much of a problem. I mean, Troy Williams got 21 points. I mean, we missed shots. I'd love to tell you it was something miraculous. It's good zone. Okay, they won with it. It beat us, right? I mean, they were the winning team. So, but the one point I made a little bit ago is when we were screening the top guard, we were having a lot of success. When we didn't do that, we weren't as much. But it's a 2-3 zone, okay? It's a 2-3 zone, and you're going to get looks, and you want to attack it different ways. And we attacked it pretty good. A couple times we probably should have made another pass when they collapsed to the rim or to the lane area. We were on the basket, but you're also trying to get fouled, and fouls were not easy to come by tonight. And get to the free throw line, and we didn't do a very good job there either. That's another story. We've got to get better there again. But no, we missed open shots. I'd love to tell you it was something different.
Anything else?
Go ahead.
Your team scored 17 in the final 3 minutes after a 10-minute scoring drought. Was it that shots started falling or the defensive pressure, the offense, or what caused that?
Probably both. Yeah, I mean we were definitely pressing, and I mean they just went in. I mean it's really what it was. I'd love to tell you that, well, this guy didn't have his foot down here, and this guy didn't follow through, and we missed more shots in the first half for not following through and being as fundamentally correct, really, if we're going to be, technical about it, with like I would be watching the film with those guys. Probably that more than anything else, but they just went in. Okay, thank you.